This movie has fart jokes and exploding sheep, but somehow it still commits harder than most modern horror movies today. Welcome to Creepin' It Real. Thanks for joining us. I'm Judah.
I'm Jake.
We're talking about 2006's New Zealand comedy horror, Black Sheep.
Yeah, this isn't the one with Chris Farley in it, so
It's not.
I was really disappointed.
You were disappointed?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We've got this farmer who has two sons. He has a sheep farm. Two tragedies occur, which cause the younger son to have massive trauma, and he no longer wants anything to do with this farm, so he just takes off. And this leaves the farm to be head up by his older brother, who really doesn't give a crap about it. He's more concerned about making money. So they grow up, I think, what was it, like 15 years later?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The younger brother comes back because he wants to make one final cut. He's going to sell his portion of the farm to his brother because one of the tragedies that occurred that day was his dad fell off of a cliff and died. But then he ends up meeting the love of his life, who is an eco-terrorist, who is coming to expose the tragedies of sheep mutilation from this farmer.
That's you on point, dude. They were umbrella corping it up.
The T-virus was in full swing here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know from you, Jake. I'll tell you when I was sold on this movie.
Okay.
You all have heard in the past that first of all, I love monster movies. Okay, this is a monster movie. I love practical effects. This goes hard on the practical effects. And when it is a foreign movie, and granted, New Zealand, they speak English, it was still foreign to me, it helps me disconnect from my everyday life and really get engaged. So we have three major things for me that were already going well. These eco-terrorists, they liberate this fetus, this sheep fetus that's in a jar, and they're trying to escape, but it breaks open. This little fetus comes to life and attacks this full-grown man, and it grabs onto his ear, and his earlobe is just all stretched out. And everything about this scene just screamed Evil Dead 2, and I was like, that's it. I am sold.
You're full in. No, it was the same scene for me. That, or there was a scene, I think, early on where a sheep was... the guy is coming up to the sheep and he's like, "Whoa, get out of here, blah, 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 blah." And it gives a fart. So you think that it's not a deadite sheep, right? You're like, oh, it's just a normal. And then it attacks him. So, I mean, it was so much fun with seeing these sheep, the most docile animal you could think of, right?
Yeah.
Just go full bore on them.
Oh, definitely.
So it was fun. But yeah, it gave me 100% deadite vibes. The little fetus was, I mean, a direct. I mean, the teeth.
Oh,
the eyes,
oh my gosh. The art direction.
The sunken, yeah, but the sunken in cheeks, everything was, the art direction was 100% on point with Evil Dead 2.
It was. I don't think I mentioned, but all the practical effects were done by the same people who did everything for Lord of the Rings. I don't know it's either Weta or Weta. So everything, there was no skimping. They went full on with all the practical effects.
And even the stuff that wasn't full on, this movie commits to the bit, as we were talking about, where it's goofy enough to let that stuff go. So when you've got a guy wrestling a sheep in a truck while trying to drive a truck, which,
yes,
by the way, was one of the funniest fucking scenes in this movie. He's fighting off this sheep, and you can tell there's just some dude hanging out the other window with his fist full in on this sheep, just going at him.
Well, as a puppet, he wasn't fisting a
We'll
sheep.
get to that later.
Exactly.
But then he escapes, and he's like, "Oh, who's driving the truck?"
I forgot about that.
The sheep's full on, just like, "Yeah, man."
It was a little
I got this,
Groundhog
bro.
Day. With Bill Murray had the groundhog driving.
Yeah, yeah, man.
I've mentioned in the past that I have more grace for movies that don't take horror movies, that don't take themselves seriously. Like if they're a comedy and they're playing into the goofiness, I can forgive a lot more. But if you're going to be serious, then I'm going to judge it way more. This movie simultaneously did not take itself seriously, but then took everything extremely serious. Like they were so in on this whole crazed zombie deadite sheep, and it just worked for me throughout the whole thing, minus the characters. Now, there was a movie that we reviewed called Grabbers, and I gave that, of all the movies we've reviewed so far here on Creepin' It Real, I gave that a 7 out of 10, which is the highest score I've given any movie on here. And this reminded me a lot of Grabbers. Now, Grabbers had character development that I appreciated more. I loved each one of these characters. I loved the romance that was blooming in that, and that helped with that movie. This one, they're almost like spoons and forks that you get food to your mouth. The food is what you want. You don't really care about the utensils. And these characters...
But you need it.
You need
to
it.
Get it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So these characters were just utensils to get the main food to your mouth, which was the practical effects and the bloody gore and fun that this movie serves up.
Yeah, otherwise, man, I didn't give two shits about any of these characters. I didn't care about anything being wrapped up or anything. Like, I was full in for the effects. Speaking of, one of my favorite scenes was a callback, in my opinion, to American Werewolf in London.
Yes.
The transformation scene where his brothers, and the snout starts to kind of extend a little bit. I thought that was awesome, man. And I was waiting for his legs to snap. You know, you remember that part?
Yeah.
That gave me the heebie-jeebies as a kid, man. But it was fun, man. This whole movie was just, it was an hour and a half of fun.
Yes. I was going to mention the time. It was the perfect amount of time to where it didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciated. I give this a 6.5 out of 10.
See, I think you're doing that just because you don't want it to be as good as Grabbers.
It wasn't as good because that's
of the character
the only
development.
thing that separates it was the characters. That's it. And that literally, I sat here and I was like, I'm enjoying this, but in Grabbers, I loved the characters. I really cared about them. In this one, I didn't care. Didn't affect my enjoyment for the movie. But Grabbers gets an extra half point because it did engage me with characters as well.
See, and I think that's why my my rating for this is so much higher than Grabbers. Grabbers, I didn't get into. I think just having now, and it might just be my lifestyle with everything going on and crazy kids and all this stuff. I didn't have to invest in these characters whatsoever. So not having to invest, I got to just enjoy the effects, the absurdity of it all, them committing to the bit, the gore, all that fun stuff. I was just kind of watching it until those parts came up.
So to you, this was basically making love to a prostitute versus making love to your wife.
I have not had that experience.
You were just there. You were just there for the. We'll just.
A hole's a hole, am I right?
Okay. Okay. This is a high recommend for me. I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, it was fun, man. The only thing that I am bummed about is that we weren't watching it at the exact same time, so we could kind of go back and forth. There was a wiener scene in there that was completely unnecessary.
Was it? Was it though?
Is that kind of like, it's kind of like watching those YouTubers who do the To Catch a Predator type thing, where you're like, I'm waiting for them to get their upcoming, you know, that came out wrong. They're up and comings.
What? You lost me. I have never watched.
You've never watched those?
I've never watched those.
Oh, so what's up, bro? You've been talking to DNA human hybrid sheep. Bro, what are you doing here? Yeah. Have a seat. Why'd you bring condoms? So essentially,
we're gonna make balloons. They didn't have balloons.
I'm a clown. Yeah. And so that scene at the end was kind of one of those things. Maybe it was just kind of tying a nice little bow at the end of his dick there. And Sheepfucker got it. So I know it was fun, man. Like I said,
that begs the question.
Yeah,
Jake.
man.
How long?
What other questions can you ask that we can cut out?
What? It's not getting cut out. I want to know legitimately. How long can a wiener stretch before it actually snaps off of a body?
So I tried this in 6th grade, and comparatively, you've got about 40% before it really starts to hurt.
Okay.
So
you can get a 40% extra stretch.
now dependent on how long this guy's wiener was beforehand.
It's true. It's true.
Now you also put into effect what he just transformed back to a human. Do you want me to get to the science of this, or
I don't. I mean, it was something that I was very curious about, and if you have legitimate insight, then I think you should let us all know.
we'll do that on the Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna post that one on the Patreon. Maybe Jake will show us the scars or whatever from that experiment that he had when he was
Only to our VIP
younger.
members.
We want to hear from you. If you had as much fun watching this movie as we did, leave a comment. Let us know what it is that really sold you on this movie. And if you think it was absolute dog water, we want to hear from you as well. We love engaging with you. If you made it this far, you're a champion. You get a gold star. Please like, subscribe, and share. This has been Creepin' It Real. I'm Judah.
I'm Jake.
We'll talk to you later.